Welcome back, Minecrafters, to the Dark Dimension. Gigahertz Productions here, and today I am going to be showing you how to build a completely redstone-free Enderman farm. Unless you count those buttons down there as being redstone, but they're not hooked up to anything, they're just for preventing spawn. So, as you can see, this Enderman farm is quite quick, and you can get the Ender Pearls by, breaking the Ender rather than just going in and grabbing all of them. But this farm is mainly for XP. So this farm is quite simple. The Endermen fall down the hole, and then you hit the Endermen, and then they die. Their horrible screams. And how they fall in here is they get angry at the Endermite sitting in a minecart up here, and then they see that Endermite, and then they get mad and run down and get tricked into falling down the chute, where you then kill them and get all their XP. So let's jump into the overworld where I'll show you how to build this Enderman farm. But first, I'm going to show you the supplies that you need to build this farm. So first off, you're going to need about 3 stacks of Ender Pearls, and you need these to get the Endermite. So you might need more, you might need less, it just depends on how lucky you are on getting the Endermite. But the average is about 3 stacks of those Ender Pearls here. Then you're going to need 1 name tag, and then an anvil to name the name tag. And then there is 1 rail that you need, 1 minecart, 3 Ender rods, 1 iron bar, 48 of any type of button, 20 of any type of slab, and then 1,633 of any type of block, or 25.5 stacks of any type of block. But I recommend just going for 26 stacks because there are some temporary blocks in this build, so you're going to need some extra. So a quick scroll through and you can pause the video to gather all your supplies before you build this farm. Okay, so now into the tutorial. Okay, so now that we're in the overworld, here's my small little representation of the end island. And the first thing you're going to want to do with this farm is go out by 40 blocks like this. And a couple things I should explain here is that each little segment like this is different steps. So this is step 1, and then that is step 2, and so on till it's finished. And all of the red blocks are the new blocks that you place every step. So for step 1 here, you go out 40 blocks and then place 40 buttons on top of those blocks, so then you spawn proof those blocks. And these red blocks can be anything. I use cobblestone because that's probably the block that you have most in your survival world. So as you can see, from step 1 to step 2, it goes from those red bricks to the actual final result of cobblestone. And in the second step, you're going to want to make a 5x5 square at the end of those 40 blocks, and then punch out each of the corners so you get a little plus symbol like this. Next, on all 9 blocks around the 3x3 area down here, you're going to have to place in 30 blocks going all the way up to the top, or 270 blocks in total. So on all 9 blocks around the 3x3 block area down there, place in 30 blocks on each of the 9. The next step is to place in 1 more layer of 3x3 blocks down at the bottom to raise it up by 1 block, and then 3 blocks above this little area of 3 blocks here. Go 3 blocks up, and then you're going to have to place a block here, and then place in your 3 blocks across, and then go up to the same height as these other blocks up here. So then you have a nice 3x3 chute for the Enderman to fall in. Next, in the middle of each of the 3 blocks of the chute, go out by 15 blocks in every direction, just like this, so then it has a nice big cross. And don't mind the shorter side here, there just wasn't enough space, and all of them are supposed to be 15 blocks long. The next step is to fill in all of the blocks in between these 15 block long segments or parts here, so then you have a nice big spawning platform for the Enderman to spawn on. This next step is where it gets a little bit more complicated. So first off, you're going to want to place in buttons all around the lip or the top of the chute, and then in the middle block go up 2 blocks and then place an iron bar just like this, and then you can destroy those blocks down below. And then these blue blocks here are temporary blocks, so you're going to destroy them after we use them. And what you need to do is place in 1 block above that iron bar, and then another block beside it, and then just place in 2 blocks all around those 2 blocks down there to make a little like bowl to teleport back and forth in, because now we need to get an endermite. An endermite spawn when you use ender pearls. So, oh yeah, and make sure you also put a rail above the block that is on top of this iron bar here. So in this bowl, just teleport back and forth until an endermite spawns. And endermites have a 5% of spawning every time you use an ender pearl, so you may have to do this for a little while. But when you do get an endermite, make sure you jump out of the hole using the ladder so then you do not get attacked. And then pull out your name tag and name the endermite. Next, place down a minecart, and then the endermite should go into that minecart. And then now you can destroy all of the blocks, all these temporary blocks, around the endermite, so then he falls onto that iron bar that we placed earlier. Just like that. And then now the enderman will be mad at him and fall into the hole. And now for the final steps of this enderman farm. On these 3 blocks at the bottom here, place in 3 slabs across it, and then you can place in blocks all the way up to the same height as the blocks of the chute that we placed earlier, and then place a slab on top of those blocks. So as you can see, there are 4 blocks going up on either side here with then a slab on top, and then there's also 9 carpets down in here. And then up top here, go down by half a block and then place in a row of slabs, a row long of 15 slabs all along the pathway, so then the endermen don't teleport out from the killing chamber and then onto the pathway. So that will be the final step complete. And if we look at the final version of the enderman farm, you can see that we have the slabs over top to prevent endermen from spawning, and then the end rods here just hold us back so then we don't go too close to the enderman. And then the best way to kill off endermen is just basically to walk back and forth while swinging your sword. And if you cannot reach the endermen because they're too far back, just look up into their eyes and then they'll come running at you and then you can hit them. So let's teleport back into the end to check out the spawn rate / how much XP you'll get per hour with this farm. Let's go! Okay, so at this enderman farm, actually in the end here, I've been AFK for about 5 minutes, or not really AFK, but just killing endermen for 5 minutes, and I got 7 stacks of ender pearls, or 7 times 16 ender pearls, and I killed 150 endermen in 5 minutes. So that is about 750 XP orbs in 5 minutes, and I'm not sure how many levels of XP that equates to, but it's 750 orbs of XP, like those little round green things. So a pretty good farm for having no redstone at all, and for being pretty simple to build. So I hope you enjoyed this quick tutorial on how to build this redstone-free enderman farm, and comment down below if you like this way of doing tutorials with the different steps and like the colored blocks and stuff. And make sure you subscribe and like the video. But with that said, Gigahertz Productions out!